There's only 4 months left of the year, and I bet there was countless amounts of times this year where you started to commit to something and you just fell off. You tell yourself you want to take better care of yourself, show up to the gym, show up for yourself, but instinctively you start doing things again that are not in the best interests of the version of yourself you want to be. There's a burning inside of you to do more, to do better, but you just keep falling back when the motivation disappears. Your mind is still wired to the version of yourself that you want to leave behind, and before you can become the person you want to be, you have to kill that version of yourself. Today, not only am I going to show you how to get motivated, I'm going to show you how to completely shift your mind in order to align with the version of yourself that you're trying to become. Health and wellness and taking care of yourself shouldn't be a chore. It should be a lifestyle and come natural to you. It should be embodied as a way of living, not just a fad diet, not just something that you do for 2 weeks and then fail on. The first thing I'm going to talk about is why motivation always fails. Motivation is very in the air. It's very emotional. It comes and goes with your feelings, your emotions. But when you have discipline, you stick to a plan, not your mood. When school just started, I was motivated. I was motivated to get my schoolwork done. I was motivated to show up to class on time. But as time goes on, motivation slowly goes down as well. And that's because I didn't go into the school year with the mindset of someone who is successful in school. I went into school with the mindset of someone who isn't good in school but is trying. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is ask yourself, where am I mentally with where I'm trying to go? If mentally you still see yourself as somebody who fails within 2 weeks, who doesn't follow the plan, then of course that's going to happen again this time. If you just treat the symptom and not the cause, it's going to completely just fall down. Start with the cause. Start with the root. The reason that you have the behaviors that you don't like doing in the first place is because you embodied them and accepted them as yours. Get rid of those and replace them with habits and ways of thinking that align with who you want to become. I heard this one story about a man who was trying to quit smoking. He got offered a cigarette and he said, "No, I'm trying to quit smoking." Him saying, "I'm trying to quit smoking," is still identifying with the version of himself who does smoke. Instead, he should have said, "No, I don't smoke." He completely detaches himself from the version of him that he used to be. You have to have the drive to not only just change your life, but change your entire internal being. Discipline and your mindset will always beat motivation. Motivation is good though. We all have our motivations. When you're low on money and need to pay your rent, you're motivated to get the money because you have something that's creeping up on you. The reason you feel motivated to do your schoolwork when you only have 30 minutes left to do it is because of the urgency. The urgency is the motivation. The next thing I'm going to talk about is your habits. Habits will always outperform your motivation. Focus on consistency over intensity. Walking 10 minutes every single day is better than running 1 mile one day and then being burnt out and never moving again for the rest of the week. Don't commit to doing things that you hate to do. So if you're trying to eat healthy, why would you commit to an all vegetable diet if you know you hate vegetables? Instead, choose something that you know that you can actually work with. Find workouts that you actually like. When you start taking care of yourself, it's a lot harder to get into more intense workouts and things that are much harder for even me to do who's been lifting for a long time. So starting small and starting with things that you can compound over time. If you force yourself to do workouts that you don't like, it's going to be so much harder to stay consistent and motivated. Working out and taking good care of yourself isn't a punishment. It's made and designed to literally make your life better. So if it's making your life worse and making you hate your life because you feel like it's a punishment having to show up to the gym and take good care of yourself, then you're doing it wrong. Stacking your habits makes it so much easier to get things done as well. If it's a habit that every single morning you have your cup of coffee, then right next to it put your vitamins. If it's a habit that every single day when you wake up, the first thing you do is go on your phone, put your gym clothes right next to your phone. Your environment really dictates how you act throughout the day. So if your room is in chaos, then it's going to be a lot harder for your mind to be clear. If your kitchen is full of food that you're trying to avoid, it's going to be much harder to resist that than it is to just not have it there in the first place. It's counterintuitive to keep things in your environment that aren't in your best favor when you're trying to become a better person. It's like claiming you're going to stop vaping but keeping vapes in your house. And when committing to goals, you need to make smart goals. Rather than saying, "I'm going to go to the gym 7 days a week." Get specific on what time, what type of workouts you're going to do each day, what gym. If you're vague with your target, it's going to be much harder to hit it. Having vague goals is like trying to walk from Florida to Los Angeles without a map. You know what you want, but you don't have the structure. So pretend your goal is, "I'll go to the gym 5 times a week." That's vague and you don't really know what you mean. Get more specific. Say, "I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week at 6 p.m. Monday I'm going to hit chest, Tuesday I'm going to hit legs, yada yada yada." The third thing I'm going to talk about is the emotional drive. drive. Finding your why, the reason that you want to change in the first place. If you're not clear on that, then the motivation to keep going is going to be completely gone the second that something hard comes up. Ask yourself, what do you really want to change? Do you want to change your confidence, your health, your freedom? I suggest writing down your why and writing down your goals, and then go back to them every single time motivation fades. Next thing I'm going to talk about is progress over perfection. Motivation grows from results. Motivation grows from results, and small wins will keep you going. Make a checklist every day of your goals. So 10,000 steps, your calorie deficit, how many grams of protein you want to reach. When you break down your goals into tiny goals that you can check off throughout the day, the little hits of dopamine have a domino effect, and you just want to keep doing more. I encourage measuring your progress, so tracking how much you can lift. I'd even recommend using a journal or a diary and track how you feel throughout each day, and you'll notice that each day gets easier and easier. At the beginning, it's gonna suck, but when you keep going on and on and on, the motivation and the little wins keep adding up, and it's just compounds. Now, not every single day you're gonna be perfect. Like, some days you're gonna miss a workout, and some days you're gonna go over your calories or not hit your protein goal, but that doesn't mean that the day is completely ruined. I used to think that, oh, this wasn't on my plan for the day, so I guess I could just throw the whole day away and start over tomorrow. But then that happens the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and next thing you know, you've gotten nowhere. So the fact that you show up every single day, even if it's not perfect, still means something. So if you mess up just a tiny bit, that doesn't mean that you get to throw the whole day away. It's like spilling a little bit of water on your shirt and be like, oh, well, I already up my shirt, so just pour the entire thing on you. Missing one workout doesn't ruin your progress, but quitting does. Some tips I'm gonna give you is to have a really fun gym playlist. Like, if I show up to the gym with a fun playlist, a cute workout set, and an energy drink in my hand, I just know that the workout's gonna be amazing. I noticed that when I'm in a cute workout set, I lift better. I don't know if it's like a psychology thing, but when you look good and you feel good, you're gonna lift better. I'd also recommend having someone to talk to and someone to relate to with your self-improvement journey. Like, my sister and I were both going to the gym together, we're both eating healthy meals together, and we're both holding each other accountable. Not only do I have someone to talk to about my health and wellness, I also have someone to hold me accountable and keep me in check. I also have a reward system for myself, so pretend I hit a PR, then I'm gonna go get a matcha after the gym. Every day that I'm logging my calories, I pre-log a sweet treat at the end of the day that I get to have if I stick to my goal every single day. Pre-logging foods that you love into your calorie counting makes it so much easier to stick to your goals because you don't feel like you're completely dreading everything that you're doing. It's supposed to be difficult, but it's also supposed to be fun. This is all just a part of growth, and it might be a little uncomfortable sometimes, but ultimately, keeping in mind your why and showing up every single day, it's just all so worth it. It's gonna be hard the first few days, and sometimes it's gonna feel like you don't even know what you're doing. I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I show up and I don't even know who I am or what I'm trying to do. But regardless, I'm showing up and I end up having a great time. I've also found that time blocking makes it so much easier to actually get stuff done. If I block into my day the times that I'm gonna meal prep, the times that I'm gonna cook, the times that I'm gonna go to the gym, the times I'm gonna walk, it's hard to be avoided. It's hard to be like, oh, I don't have time for that. Because I do have time for it, because I do prioritize it on my time blocking. So I use Google Calendar, I use Notion to track my habits, Todoist, and just having it all on your phone and all something that you can see and track and log makes it so much easier. At the end of the day, motivation is going to fade, but if you have the right structure and the right habits in place, it's gonna be so easy to stick to what you're trying to do. Don't only just be motivated by the thing that you want to achieve, be motivated of the bad things that could happen if you don't do what you need to do. If I didn't start taking my health seriously, I could be sick, I could be crippled, I could be poor. I'm not gonna go completely into detail, but having in mind the version of yourself that you could be if you don't take care of your health and don't take yourself seriously is great when having motivation. It was like a study that was done with mice, where the mice run really fast when trying to get the piece of cheese, but they run even faster when there's a cat chasing them behind them. I hope this helped, and if it was, leave a comment down below of the goal that you're working on right now, and I'll see you guys next time.